Search for or select any team within the app to see form guides, fixtures, results, league tables, player stats, and much more. Make sure you hit the star to favourite your club or clubs to receive live scores, updates, news, and video based on the teams you love. Did you know LiveScore's news service covers a wide range of football and non-football content, from predictive articles, transfer talk, match reports, in-depth analysis, and much more? Just head over to the news section or the info tab. Want to receive match updates of the scores, stats, and content for the matches that matter? You can find and favourite any event using our search feature or via our fixture listings, and by hitting the star icon during the match, receive live notifications of scores and key moments. At full time, receive updates when match highlights are ready to view and match reports are ready to read. Commentary will start 5 minutes before kickoff. Whilst you wait, why not follow us on all social channels at LiveScore for the latest stats, news, and opinions. Thanks for tuning in to this LiveScore audio commentary. We'll join our commentator for all the action soon. Fancy winning up to £100,000? With LiveScore's new free-to-play game LiveScore 6, you can. Simply predict 6 correct scores from the weekend's action for your chance to win. Consolation prizes also on offer if you come close. Look out for the LiveScore 6 logo at the top of the homepage and click through to play. Available for users 18 and over living in the UK. Please check the website or app for full T's and C's. Player pages have arrived. Browse detailed player stats and performance data from match, lineups, and stats pages. Have you used our team pages feature? Search for or select any team within the app to see form guides, fixtures, results, league tables, player stats, and much more. Make sure you hit the star to favourite your club or clubs to receive live scores, updates, news, and video based on the teams you love. Analysis, and much more. Just head over to the news section or the info tab. Want to receive match updates of the scores, stats, and content for the matches that matter? You can find and favourite any event using our search feature or via our fixture listing, and by hitting the star icon during the match, receive live notifications of scores and key moments. At full time, receive updates when match highlights are ready to view and match reports are ready to read. Commentary will start 5 minutes before kickoff. Whilst you wait, why not follow us on all social channels at LiveScore for the latest stats, news, and opinions. Thanks for tuning in to this LiveScore audio commentary. We'll join our commentator for all the action soon. Fancy winning up to £100,000? With LiveScore's new free-to-play game LiveScore 6, you can. Simply predict 6 correct scores from the weekend's action for your chance to win, with consolation prizes also on offer if you come close. Look out for the LiveScore 6 logo at the top of the homepage and click through to play. Available for users 18 and over living in the UK. Please check the website or app for full T's and C's. Player pages have arrived. Browse detailed player stats and performance data from match, lineups, and stats pages. Have you used our team pages feature? Search for or select any team within the app to see form guides, fixtures, results, league tables, player stats, and much more. favourite your club or clubs to receive live scores, updates, news and video based on Scores news service covers a wide range of football and non-football content, from predictive articles, transfer talk, match reports, in-depth analysis and much more. Just head over to the news section or the info tab. Want to receive match updates of the scores, stats and content for the matches that matter? You can find and favourite any event using our search feature or via our fixture listings, and by hitting the star icon during the match, receive live notifications of scores and key moments. At full time, receive updates when match highlights are ready to view, and match report for the latest stats, news and opinions. Thanks for tuning in to this live score audio commentary. We'll join our commentator for all the action soon.
Hello, welcome to the 191st Manchester Derby in all competitions. 69th League Derby. And Manchester City have won 4 of the last 5 and 6 of the last 8 meetings in all competitions. And now here at Old Trafford, they're
What does this?
going to have to go again.
आगे चुन
And they are going to have to try and beat since Pep Guardiola won Premier League goals. But it's a derby, and that does not actually mean a jot. Manchester United come here having won 3 of their last 4 Premier League games, losing the 1 in that. And Manchester City ended a run of successive Premier League leads with a 2-1 home win over Brighton last Saturday. First consecutive leads for Leeds since 2018. Goal for United, Onana, a back four of Dalot, Maguire, Evans and Lindelof. Yes, the senior man, Johnny Evans, back in the lineup. Then they're going to have a holding midfielder. I think this is going to be fluid myself. Sofian Amrabat is there, and then they're 4 across the middle of the park. Eriksen, Fernandes, McTominay and Rashford. I tend to think that Fernandes and Rashford will go up alongside
Kahtı su kadar.
goals.
Kahtı su kadar. আমি জিজ্ঞেস করতেছি তুমি কাঁদতেছো কেন? ওর চোখে পানি কেন? আমার বিয়ের খুশি।
Rasmus, when they haven't got the ball, it's got that flexibility about 9 in the Premier League goal. Rather routine and familiar back four of Kyle Walker, Ruben Dias. The deployment of John Stones is the questionable one. They tend to think he's going to go into a 2 alongside Rodri. I tend to think he's going to go into a 4. And then 4 midfielders here, Foden, Alvarez, Silva and Grealish. Not too sure. That's both sides stepping away or giving us some spots. Lineups that I think may change with Haaland at the top of the park. We wait to see for sure how this opens up. I tend to think it's going to be a battle of the 4-3-3s when they haven't got the ball. I think really when you look at Manchester United's woes, it comes from their forward line. On Anthony with no goal this year. Garnacho has no goals. Højlund has no goals in the Premier League. Martial has no goals. Rashford has just the 1 and Sancho has no goal. That news of last Saturday afternoon that Bobby Charlton passed away, and they will remember him around the centre circle at just a moment. Your match officials today, referee is Paul Cherney. It's assisted by Neil David, Scott Ledger And fourth official and board man is Craig Pawson, and VAR is done by Michael Oliver. And two ex-Manchester City and Manchester United players lead a group onto the field of play. Alex Stepney coming. Mike Summerby, of course, Brian Kidd, who played for both sides of the divide here, as did Dennis Loring. And a minute's applause will now ring out around the ground in memory of Sir Bobby Charlton, whose record was pretty impeccable in the red shirt of Manchester United. He retired in 1973, a member of Sir Alf Ramsey's World Cup winning squad in 1966. A one-club person who survived the Munich air disaster and lost a lot of friends in 1958. With 72,000 inside the ground today, the two sides will now make their way back to their respective ends to get ready for the 90 minutes of football. Some great old faces wandering off. Matt Prerend and Mike Summerby, Brian Kidd, Tony Burke, Alex Stepney. Wandering off Old Trafford pitch here. Well, United will be in their familiar red shirts, white shorts and black socks. Manchester City in their very familiar sky blue shirts, white shorts and sky blue socks. I face the pitch very much as you'll see television pictures, so just above the technical area, Stretford end away to my left. The away fan house top right, away to my right hand side, the blue side of Manchester, and how this game has changed over the years from the dominance of the red to the dominance of the blue. So Bobby Charlton stand is where the cameras are. Looking down on a beautiful pitch, Scott McTominay will be the man to start the ball rolling by playing it back. And goes back to Ericsson. Ericsson left the centre circle on the Manchester United side, which is to the left of the halfway line. Out to Lindelof. Lindelof back to Andre Onana, who takes a touch and comes out of his penalty area by 4 or 5 yards in front of the Stretford end. Teases Haaland before playing it to Harry Maguire, who's playing as right-sided centre-half. Back to Onana on the edge of the box. Onana with a little drag back under pressure from Silva, drills it through the centre. Easy cut out this time by Josko Gvardiol, although Ericsson wins it back. Fernandes now finds Dalot. Dalot goes back to Maguire, and this action just outside the Manchester United penalty area, played into the penalty area to Onana, who spreads it out to the left-back Victor Lindelof. Inside, finds a bit of space for McTominay, up and over the halfway line, into the feet with his back to goal, this time of Højlund. Højlund back to McTominay, now out to Rashford. Rashford bears down on the Man City penalty area, cuts across the face. He's got support from Amrabat, but goes back even further to Ericsson. It just fades past Grealish and plays it out to the right-back Dalot. Dalot lifts it deep into the Manchester City penalty area, and it's back across the face of goal, almost by an acrobatic Victor Lindelof, but it goes on the top of the Manchester City net away to my right-hand side. So Manchester City defend the goal away to my right, attack the goal away to my left as I face the pitch. And Manchester United defend the goal away to my left and attack the goal away to my right. Ederson takes the goal kick. Pass it square this time, and it's clipped out over the head of everybody by Diaz. Diaz gets it out to Gvardiol on the halfway line. He's tracked and turned around by Fernandes. A little nibble there by Fernandes. Lost by Gvardiol. Towing by Højlund. Højlund to McTominay. McTominay drives to the edge of the box. Fires a shot. It doesn't really get enough on it before Rodri comes and smothers it. And it just bounces harmlessly into the hands of Ederson from the edge of the penalty area. But Gvardiol surely had a little nibble out, I thought, there by Fernandes. But McTominay drove towards the edge of the Man City box and then just couldn't drag his left foot around it as it fell slightly behind him with a heavy touch, and he played it into the turf and it bounced gratefully into the arms off the turf of Edison. Diaz, Gvardiol, back to Diaz, midway inside the Manchester City half, short pass to Rodri. Rodri about 3 yards shy of the limit of the centre circle on the Man City half of the pitch, which is to the right of the halfway line. Rodri checks, pirouettes, goes back across to Ruben Diaz, and Diaz plays it out underneath the shadow of the sand here, so Bobby Charlton sand. Gvardiol to Stones. Stones 12 yards outside the Manchester United penalty area, plays it out to the left wing where Bernardo Silva is faced by Dalot. Rolls it back along the floor to the feet of Gvardiol. Gvardiol back to the halfway line to Diaz. And Diaz first time on his right foot plays it out to Walker. Walker short pass over the halfway line to Rodri. Rodri makes his way down the Manchester United left to Foden. Foden faced by Lindelof. Rolls the ball back to the feet of Walker. Walker back to the halfway line. Remember, City attack the goal away to my left, which is the Stretford end. Diaz and Rodri exchange passes. Good press by Manchester United. Finally, the ball goes out to Walker, who fires the ball back firstly from the halfway line on the far side touchline. Back to his keeper, Edison, the goal away to my right. Carries the ball out of the penalty area. And rolls it out to Gvardiol. Gvardiol's first touch doesn't find Grealish, but Eriksen's pass does get to Grealish, and Grealish then has to shepherd the ball towards the touchline before getting it off a Manchester United player in the way. Fernandes and Grealish have a few words. They're not exchanging pleasantries, but I think it's a little bit of chipper banter. Ball thrown back into the Manchester City half, which, as I said, as I look at the pitch, is to the right of the halfway line. Stones to Diaz, Diaz to Walker. We're into the 4th minute. United 0, City 0. Back it goes now to the halfway line. Diaz wants some options. Slips it into the feet of the on-rushing Argentinian player Alvarez. Back into his own half he goes. Back to Diaz, and Diaz under pressure from Højlund. Has to go back to Edison. Edison will be put under pressure. Clips a lovely ball out towards the halfway line. Just in front of the technical areas, down beneath the camera vantage point to Silva. Silva to Grealish. Grealish back to Stones. And Stones allowed to turn and play it square this time to Diaz. Diaz out to Walker on the halfway line. Breaks forward into the Manchester United half. Tracked by Rashford. Cuts inside Rashford. Midway inside the United half. Tries to slip a ball through the inside left channel. But in the end, it's cleared and it breaks to Højlund. Højlund gets into Rashford. Rashford now driving towards Diaz. Ruben Diaz on the edge of his own box. Rashford, little underlapping pass. Tried to find Victor Lindelof, but Diaz cuts it out and plays it against Rashford. Tied it up by Victor Lindelof, although the flag's got up for offside. And that'll be a free kick to Manchester City. This is my own personal opinion at the moment, but I'd like to see a bit more from Marcus Rashford. Seems to have been blowing very hot last season and very cold this season. But for now, he has not scored. Well, it's the only one that has scored a Premier League goal for Manchester United from the forward lineup. And that is a little bit of a sad indictment. Head-to-head at Old Trafford in the Premier League. It's 12 wins to United and 8 wins to City. Ball's not long to the halfway line. Maguire follows it back from whence it came. Headed away by Diaz on the D of his own penalty area, away to my right. Fernandes stabs the ball back to Maguire. Short pass through to Eriksen. Eriksen lays it off to Dalot. Dalot back to Maguire. Action right on the halfway line, beneath the camera vantage point here. Maguire to Evans. Evans to Maguire. City forcing United to play it all the way back now to Andre Onana. Last time these two met, Manchester United won by 2-1. Grealish gave City the lead before Fernandes and Marcus Rashford scored goals, although there was a contentious offside decision in that situation for Fernandes. McTominay on the halfway line, exchanges pass with Fernandes. McTominay to Dalot. Dalot just a half a yard inside the Manchester City half, which is to the right of the halfway line. Plays it back. And in field to Maguire. Maguire to Onana, who stops the ball on the D of his own penalty area. Out to Lindelof, to Onana, and Onana has to fend the ball out on the far side. And now United have got themselves in a little bit of a hole. Lindelof back to Onana. Onana thumps it long. Rodri heads it forward. Amrabat hooks it back to the halfway line. Not much really in terms of attacking prowess from either side on show at the moment after some 7 minutes. Little spin by Alvarez. Finds Grealish midway inside the United half. Plays it out to the United right-hand side. Silva's going to get there, 10 yards away from the dead ball line. Cuts in from the touchline. Plays it back now to the man that's supporting, Gvardiol. Gvardiol into Stones. Stones 30 yards from the United goal. to Rodri, who's 18 yards away from the United penalty area. Now he plays it back to Bernardo Silva. Silva playing down this left side for Manchester City. Back to Gvardiol, inside to Rodri. Rodri picks a straight ball up, looking for the run round the back of Walker. Walker heads it back. Good header by Foden. Haaland's there. And he put it in the back of the net. No, Onana gets a foot on it. And then an arm on it. And then Maguire clears it off the line. And that's the first real action there. A deep ball by Rodri across to the left-hand side of the United defence. Kept in with the head of Walker. First-time header by Foden. Saved by Nana. With a bit of arm, bit of leg from Haaland. And then on the line as the ball trickled towards the goal line in front of the Stretford end. It was Harry Maguire that ultimately stopped the ball from going in the back of the net. Corner to Man City. Headed away. Foul inside the penalty area. Person down is Harry Maguire. He gets a pat on the head. Well, that was pretty close there for Manchester City. Great bit of work, header by Walker, and then a superb first-time header in space, admittedly, by Phil Foden. Onana with the first save wasn't great, so punched it back into the middle of the area, then had to clear it as Haaland came towards it. But first real threat on a goal in the Manchester derby by Manchester City. Alvarez tries to set off Haaland, cut out by Johnny Evans, going back into his own penalty area, far side of the pitch. United left-hand side, City right. Foden against the far touchline, plays it back for the halfway line to Diaz. Diaz square to Gvardiol. Played out to Bernardo Silva. Silva with a chance to put a left-footed ball in. Goes outside further to Grealish. Grealish taking on Dalot. Slides it in. Bernardo Silva back to goal. Tries to drag it round. Cleared by Harry Maguire. Fernandes and Jesus go. Gvardiol get away. And I have to say, Gvardiol was quicker, stronger, and better than Bernardo Fernandes, I should say. So we've had our first real bit of action. Far side, Walker over the halfway line. City now taking it to their hosts. 10th minute of the game, United 0, City 0. City coming closest to opening the scoreline here. Centre circle on the United side, John Stones. Plays it out to the right side of the back three, Walker. Walker into Rodri. Rodri back to Walker. Walker has only got one option down the line. Cuts it back inside and infield inside to centre circle on the City side to Diaz. Diaz lays it out to Gvardiol. It goes further out to this near side. The Manchester United right, the City left, and in the end United have smuggled the ball away from a poor pass from Gvardiol. Højlund goes forward. Can he slide the ball through to McTominay? In comes on the edge of the box. A very good challenge by Silva to clear the ball. Eriksson gets it down. Wants too much time. Grealish won't give him that time. United win it back with Amrabat. Back to Maguire and now back to Johnny Evans. Manchester United have almost sorted out Josko Gvardiol as a man that might want a little bit more time on the ball than is warranted in a Manchester derby. They swarm all over him when he's on the football. Balls back with Onana. Onana loads it out to the Manchester United left, looking for Lindelof, who's made a long run forward, but the header away by Walker. So Foden back to Walker, and now Diaz comes away from the penalty area, away to my right-hand side. Remember, Stretford end is away to my left, and the camera point that I can see the game from is in the Bobby Charlton stand on this near side above the technical areas, just as you see television pictures. Good bit of work here. Stones to Walker. Walker goes over the top of Lindelof, and it's just paused on that. Not a natural left back. Foden tried to run in behind, tried to bring it down, but runs it out of play. Goal kick to Manchester United. Very interesting there that the ball over the top of Lindelof, and Lindelof, for me, didn't get on his bike early enough. Really didn't. Guardiola struts up to the seats behind the brickwork in the stand beneath the camera vantage point. Back it goes from Lindelof to Onana. Onana smites the ball from left to right. Josko Gvardiol brings it down, no pressure on the ball. Plays it infield to John Stones. Stones living the centre circle, City side, clips it out to the far side, the Manchester City right-hand side. Foden inside to Alvarez. Alvarez back to Rodri. Rodri sweeps it out to Silva and lets it run across to Grealish. Grealish taking on Dalot. Grealish inside the box, rolls it to the edge of the box, but gets it straight to a red shirt, and now McTominay's on the charge. It's McTominay versus three light blue shirts. He's being tracked all the time. Can he pick out Rashford? Rashford making a run, but he sips it in behind to Eriksen. Eriksen wants to find a pass, but the only pass available is Fernandes. Fernandes trapped by Rodri. Eriksen with the underlapping run gets the ball back into McTominay. McTominay out on the far side of the pitch. Gets away from Alvarez, runs into Foden. Good work from Fernandes. Good work from Foden. Ball breaks to Alvarez now. Faced by Lindelof. Tries to slip the ball through for the run of Haaland, but Haaland was never going to get there. And Maguire midway inside the half to the left of the halfway line. Plays it to Dalot, who checks and then plays it to the left-sided centre-half. One seasoned veteran and campaigner, Johnny Evans. Fernandes very deep. Played to McTominay. McTominay back to Evans. Evans back to Onana. Well, it's an intriguing game. But I'm going to stick my head well and truly on the line here and say if Manchester City get the first goal, I think it could be an issue for Manchester United. So they do just give me the feeling of being slightly in the ascendancy here in this first half so far. 5 yards inside the Manchester City half. In fairness, I would have to look at that two ways. Could have gone either way. In fairness, Højlund was backing into Diaz, who had no real option because he stood ground to win the header to wrap himself round him. Anywhere else on the pitch, I think it goes a defender's way. Eriksen to Maguire, back to Eriksen. Eriksen into the feet of Højlund, who tries to flick it out, but then has to block into a challenge with Gvardiol. Ball squirts out to the United right back. Dalot back to the halfway line to Maguire. Back to Diogo Dalot. Dalot steps inside of Bernardo Silva. Short pass to Fernandes. Fernandes just dwells on the ball, gets shut down by Silva and Grealish and has to go back almost to the halfway line. To Evans. Evans to Maguire. Maguire, as Manchester United retreat from the Man City half into their own, which is to the left of the halfway line as I face the pitch now. They defend the goal in front of the Stretford end. Maguire plays the ball to Evans. Evans round the corner to Lindelof, who tries to turn it on far first time. Cut out by Rodri twice. Now the ball goes through the centre. Haaland's on the charge. Onana's out like a dog at Walthamstow from trap 6 to clear the ball before Erling Haaland could get up a real veritable head of steam. Once again, Haaland playing right on the shoulder. I think it would have been onside had that gone to a VAR check. Ball's back with Ederson. Ederson sweeps it out to his right side of a back three. Walker, who's up and over the halfway line now. To his right is Foden. He finds Foden now. Foden comes inside of Dalot, just outside the Manchester United penalty area. Gives it back out to the right to Alvarez. Alvarez edge of the box to Foden. Foden turns it back to Rodri. Rodri moves it to Stones. Stones cuts inside Fernandes and then plays it left-hand side to Grealish. Bit of space here for Grealish. The underlap comes from Silva. Silva drags it back from the dead ball line. Headed away by McTominay. Edge of the box. Rodri on the volley. And he's in the top tier of the Stretford end. Well, again, you just feel there's a little bit more incision or incisive work coming from the sky blue side of Manchester. Rodri with the volley from 19 yards, which went high over the crossbar. Back here, a goal kick to Manchester United. And Evans plays it from the left side of the 6-yard box to the right to Onana, who plays it back to the left back, who is Victor Lindelof. 12 yards from his own dead ball line. He'll play it back to Andre Onana. Onana will take a touch to the right of his penalty spot in the goal away to my left. Onana up to the edge of the box. Straight ball through the centre. Easy header away by Rodri. Finds Haaland. Haaland gets it out towards Foden. Paul Tierney blows his whistle because Haaland was upended. Admiral's sort of heavy at first touches Haaland, which drew the challenge, which ended up being a free kick. Foden's header, Onana save. Haaland and Onana come together, ball rolls goalwards, saved off the line as it trickled towards the goal line by Maguire. It's the closest we've come to a goal in this first half, back in the 8th or 9th minute. City taking it to their host. Silva gets the ball from Rodri to Gvardiol. Gvardiol to Grealish. Grealish back to Bernardo Silva. Back to Grealish. Grealish with the reverse pass. Bernardo Silva cross in. Big head of Harry Maguire. Heads it away. Højlund heads it on, but Grealish tidies up and plays it back to the halfway line to Ruben Dias. Dias takes the touch. Looks at to Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker 4 yards inside the United half. United defend the goal away to my left. City defend the goal away to my right. Dias to Walker. Back to Rodri. Rodri almost caught in possession here by McTominay. Spins one way and then the other, and then plays a short pass to Gvardiol, who brings the ball out to this near side in front of the technical areas on the halfway line to Silva. Silva back to Gvardiol. Back to Bernardo Silva it goes. City playing retention football here, just inside their own half. Dias back to the left side of the back three. Josko Gvardiol up and over the halfway line he goes, driving towards the goal away to my left, plays it out towards the left touchline. Grealish tries to let it run over his feet. Dalot turns it away for a throw to Manchester City. Grealish takes the throw quickly back to Gvardiol, to the halfway line, where Dias takes the touch before knocking it to his left, and Gvardiol again. Gvardiol ambles forward, plays it out to the near touchline, the left touchline, and City little give and go with Grealish, and in the end, as it's played with a give and go with Alvarez, it's put behind by a Manchester United player for the second Manchester City corner of the game. Down at the Stretford end of the ground, goal away to my left-hand side. Onana looks out to the right, down by the tunnel, which is down by my left shoulder as I sit in my commentary position. And it's going to be Alvarez to take this corner. 20th minute of the game. Stones and Haaland on Onana. Going short though is Stones. Stones out to Grealish. Grealish on the edge of the box, faced by Eriksen. Cuts back to his right boot, fires a shot in low. Onana palms it away, corner opposite side to Manchester City. Again, Manchester City working on their set-piece routines. They didn't just throw it into the box, and in the end, Grealish with a shot low. Onana always had it covered. Fell away to his left-hand side, so he went towards his bottom left-hand corner and parried it away for a corner. Onana, goal away to my left in front of the Stretford end, looks out to his left-hand side. This time it looks as though it could be Alvarez to deliver. 20th minute still, deep one in, Silva comes round the back, big header away by Dalot. Grealish on the edge of the box, Amrabat comes to challenge. Forces him to play it back to the lip of the centre circle on the United side, where Walker plays it back at Alvarez. Alvarez puts the ball back to the edge of the box, headed away by Lindelof. Eriksen sloppy with the ball, gives it away. Manchester City retain possession 6 yards inside the United half as they drive towards the Stretford end. Little ball run in behind Eriksen for Stones. Onana's across, the pass was there, good idea. A little bit too much on it from Rodri, and it goes away for a Manchester United goal kick. 21 minutes on the clock. Well, still think I stay with the same way. I'm not sure United have the wherewithal at the moment to break down Manchester City, whereas I think Manchester City have the wherewithal to break down Manchester United, so that first goal will be critical. Good flip by Eriksen as he gets the ball forward, headed away by Stones. Amrabat and Lindelof getting each other's way. Haaland heads it back out to the far side. Amrabat dispossesses Phil Foden, falls over, puts his arms out. Poor Tierney blows his whistle. And Amrabat turns around and says, exactly what did I do wrong? You can see actually in slow motion what he did do wrong. He gave Foden a quick kick on the back of the legs. Well, 22 minutes. Manchester United have got to defend a free kick into their box. The City have got to attack the Manchester United box away to my left towards the Stretford end. And if Onana looks out of his goal, it's around about 10 to the hour. If the penalty spot, centre spot, is 12 o'clock. Lifted into the box. Real chance there. Great header away by Dalot. Edge of the box brought down by Gvardiol. Harry Maguire does what every centre half should do. Thumps it away towards the halfway line. Evans goes up, clash the head surely there. Poor Tierney says nothing doing. The far side Fernandes is trying to shrug off Bernardo Silva. Finds Lindelof. Lindelof back to Fernandes. Fernandes little tee up and knocks it long. Højlund tries to run beyond Alvarez, who hooks it back towards Haaland and Maguire. And that's quite a physical competition, which Maguire wins that time. Lindelof gets it up to Højlund. Hoyland, lovely work to feed it inside to Fernandez. Back this time on the far side to Lindelof, who goes for a crossfield ball cut out by Gavadio's chest. Diallo makes a real mess there, I should say Darlow. And Harry Maguire ushers Onana to thump the ball towards the halfway line. City's game plan just seems to be the more stronger on the field of play. They're looking for a possible penalty here, and I've missed this. And Paul Tierney is now heading towards the monitor on this near side. And I've missed that in live commentary. I'll be perfectly honest with you, I did not see this in live commentary. So I'm going to see on my replay monitors exactly what they think is going to go on here. Hoyland on Rodri is the... Well, that's going to be a penalty. If Rasmus Hoyland has got his arm right round Rodri, and that, I'm afraid, although I'm going to say one thing, if that is given as a penalty kick, Paul Tierney and the VAR bods, they're going to have to watch every single set piece, because that, I'm afraid, happens every time a ball goes into the box. You draw the line in the sand here and give a penalty, you're going to be drawing the line in the sand for every single set piece where a player intentionally blocks a run. Paul Tierney says it's going to be a penalty. Hoyland and Rodri and Manchester City get a penalty. Now I'm saying, and I'm not saying it's not a penalty, I'm telling you now that Paul Tierney and the VAR are now got to watch every single set piece, because you've made a line in the sand that I think is going to be very, very difficult to determine. All I'd be saying now if I was a Manchester United player is you do this for every set piece now. And this may end up 26-25, because that has been happening since time immemorial in terms of football over the last few years, ever since Carvalho started doing it with Terry and Co at Chelsea, and they've been allowed to get away with it. And now Erling Haaland has a chance from the penalty spot to score a goal for Manchester City. It's a very mute decision in your humble commentator's opinion. This happens in every set piece. People block, people pull, people twist. And Andre Onana, who saved a penalty in the last minute recently, is in the European Champions League, is faced by Haaland. Haaland in front of Stretford end, takes a penalty, sends Onana the wrong way. Onana goes right, ball goes left. Manchester City go 1-0 up. And the ramifications are that the Manchester derby goes away early doors of Manchester City, and without wearing any emotions whatsoever. Onana got a yellow card in the aftermath because he decided to go for a drink to try and delay the start. But I will tell you something now, that the refereeing decisions have got to watch every single set piece from here on in, because you've drawn a line in the sand that is going to be difficult not to be countered by chats in other set pieces. Haaland makes it 1-0. It was a penalty. Hoyland did pull back Rodri, but it's nothing that doesn't happen in every single set piece. And that, I'm afraid, is going to be something that people have to look at all the way through. Manchester United 0, Manchester City 1. Penalty by Haaland on 26 minutes. Onana with the ball at his feet. Yellow card of the recipient into the feet of Eriksson. United came from behind to win 2-1 last time here in January 23. Amrabat out to Lindelof. Ball goes back to Amrabat. Amrabat to McTominay. McTominay back to Maguire on the halfway line. Maguire to Evans. Now to Sofian Amrabat, out to Lindelof, 18 yards inside the half of Manchester City. Back to Rashford, back to Lindelof, back to Amrabat, back to Johnny Evans. Evans back to Maguire, who drops off even deeper, being tracked by Grealish. Manchester City having scored first in a game for the 67th time, of 159 of those times before. Only lost once, and that was against Manchester United. Telling stat that, as United try and play football in and around their own 18-yard box before Dalot goes back to Onana. Onana lets it run across his body. Alvarez puts him under pressure, and Onana feeds the ball forward, but it gets it away. Cut out by Walker. Walker now, left with the 18-yard box of Manchester United, cuts inside of Amrabat, who was the intended recipient of that pass, and passes the ball to Foden. Foden twists and turns, lays it back to Rodri. Rodri, who was fouled, leading to that goal. Back to Gvardiol. Gvardiol to Bernardo Silva. Silva back to Gvardiol. And Manchester City have a little bit of a bounce around their stride at the moment, knowing full well that it's all about Manchester United to try and reduce the arrears. Back to Ederson. Ederson to Diaz. Diaz to Rodri. Back to Diaz again. And played back from the far side to Diaz. Diaz to Rodri, dead centre of the City half. City defender goal away to my right as I face the pitch. Stretford end to my left, where Haaland sent Onana to his right and put the ball to Onana's left. Haaland receives the ball. Good work by Maguire. Good work by Sofian Amrabat. Maguire lifts it forward. Can he clear the head of Gvardiol? He can't. And in the end, it's played back by Rodri to Ederson, and Ederson thumps the ball along and ahead of play. 30 minutes on the clock. Manchester United 0, Manchester City 1. But just trying to see here, Rodri makes a very, very good run. There's no doubt that there is a foul on Rodri by Rasmus Højlund, who's still trying to talk to his manager on the touchline while there's a break here. But this will happen in every set piece, and all I'm saying, in the rules and the spirit of game, if I was playing football now, is I would be asking for that consistency now to be imparted on every single set piece. That's my question. In every game, you've drawn the line there, the referees team. If that is it, look at every single one, especially the man on the VAR. Onana plays the ball to Maguire, who doesn't really play it, and then Grealish almost shuts him down. He has to play it out this time to Evans. Evans out by the left-back position, clips it up to the halfway line, and at the moment Manchester United being forced to play long and giving the ball away. Højlund with a chance through the centre. He's right through the centre, drives in on goal. Can he finish it? Gets past Ederson, but he's forced wide of the goal. Can he find Fernandes? Højlund now with a chance to pull it back. Fernandes, first time shot, and the near post goes up and over the bar. And Højlund had a terrific chance there, breaking through. A loose touch for Manchester City by Foden put Højlund in between the two centre halves. He broke into the penalty area. Good work by Stones, just put him off. He sidestepped Ederson, and he had the ball down by the dead ball line, played it back first time for Fernandes up and over the bar. But John Stones, well, and this is my point there, John Stones put his arm on his shoulder, and is that not a foul? This is a question you can start drawing comparisons with when you give those free kicks. Silva away from Eriksen, driving forward. Amrabat comes across. Good play by Silva. Plays it in towards the Manchester United box. On the edge of the box, Evans gets it away, but it's picked up by Grealish. Grealish to Silva. Silva back to Stones. A little squeak there for the heartbeats of any Manchester City fans, who get the ball out to Foden. Foden cuts inside Lindelof on the edge of the Manchester United box. Short pass back to Rodri. Rodri to Walker. Walker back to Foden. Spins away onto his left foot. Clips it out on this near side to the left to Grealish, who comes away from the United penalty area. Brings it down, then turns to face Diogo Dalot. Lovely ball through the legs of Dalot. Finds Foden inside the box. He tries to feed it back. And in the end, Eriksen tries to play it back. Blocked by Foden. Goes away for a goal kick. Well, it's starting now just to warm up into the Manchester derby we anticipated. Bobby Charlton's seat that he occupied in the stands, we're led to believe, with a scarf over in recognition to where he always sat, his love for the club. Even though he was born in Ashington in the northeast, quite something. Stones, ball at his feet, plays it to Diaz. Diaz out to Walker on the halfway line. Mixed bags of the results out there today. I suppose notably, West Ham United 0, Everton 1, Villa 3, Luton 1, Brighton 1, Fulham 1, Liverpool 3, Nottingham Forest 0. Here is Manchester United 0, Manchester City 1. Erling Haaland with a penalty kick on 26 minutes. After Højlund had dragged back Rodri as he approached a free kick. One that your commentator didn't even see, but it was picked up by the fourth official, who will now be under immense pressure, I would say, to watch every single set piece that goes into either penalty area to make sure he keeps a line of consistency. 34 on the clock, Manchester United 0, Manchester City 1. Live commentary on this 191st Manchester derby. United's home record, well, their overall record this season hasn't been great. 1-5, lost 4. Don't know what a draw is. Amrabat with a header forward. Stones gets it down to Silva. Silva first time ball back to Gvardiol. Gvardiol up to the halfway line to Grealish. Grealish back into his own half, being tracked by Ericsson. Gives him space to clip it across 12-yard point inside his own half. Out to the right side of Mankar Walker. Walker now to Foden. Foden faced by Lindelof. Back to Walker, to Rodri. Rodri back towards the halfway line where Diaz steps away from Højlund. Rodri receives it and plays it back to Josko Gvardiol. Gvardiol out to the left to Silva. Silva inside left, plays it into Stones. Gets it back from Stones but forced away from goal. Back to Gvardiol. Højlund tries to put pressure on him. He manages to squeeze the ball back in field and towards the edge of the centre circle on the City side, where Diaz lets the ball run further into his own half before electing to look out to the right-hand side to Walker. Walker backheel past Rashford, back inside the Ruben Diaz. Diaz 8 yards inside the half. Short square pass to his left to Rodrigo, who then picks a lovely ball out to Silva. Silva to this near touchline in front of the technical areas to Grealish, who makes his way up towards Manchester United box. Into Silva. Silva tries a backheel, doesn't make it work, but gets the ball back off the shins of Dalot. Plays it back to Stones. Stones to Gvardiol. City boss in the game, it has to be said. Through the centre, Haaland back to Stone. First time ball, blocked by Amrabat, but falls nicely for Rodri. Rodri feeds it down to Manchester United left. Foden plays it forward. Alvarez with a cross in. Oh, Maguire tried to head it across the face, headed it into the chest of Dalot, got it back and then cleared it. Didn't look too clever, but Manchester United got away with it. And that, I have to say, is symptomatic of the way Manchester United are playing at the moment. They're just getting away with it. Now having a close look to see if the ball actually hit the arm of Dalot, hit him in the chest. Well, I never did. That's all I can say here. Ball has gone away for a corner to Manchester City, their fourth of the first half. Alvarez whips the ball in. Strong header away by Johnny Evans. Foden plays it out on his near side with the use of his head to Grealish. Grealish back heel. Alvarez comes in from the Manchester United right-hand side. Plays it in field to Diaz. Diaz out to Bernardo Silva. Silva back to Gvardiol. Gvardiol now runs through the hole that's given to him, then plays it to Rodri. Rodri, lovely reverse ball to Grealish. Grealish upended by Johnny Evans, the yard outside the penalty area of Manchester United. City, I have to say, are too good for Manchester United at the moment. And Manchester United are making errors because they're under pressure and a little bit rattled. I have to say Johnny Evans made sure he got a connection there. But now Onana, goal away to my left-hand side, looks out to the corner points where the side of his 18-yard box and the front of his 18-yard box meet in an apex. Standing over the ball, Alvarez, Foden and Diaz. It's just outside that corner of the penalty area to Onana's right, in front of the Stretford end away to my left. Alvarez will have a dart. I fancy he's going to go round a two-man wall, and anybody, if he doesn't pick this cleanly, here it comes, in it goes. Anana over the top of the bar and away for a corner. I fancy if Anana didn't pick this up cleanly, this was a spillage and Haaland would have been there. But Alvarez indeed whipped his foot around it. Going under the crossbar, Anana always read it and turned it over. Corner to Manchester City, goal away to my left-hand side. Anana looks out to his right, down by the tunnel where the two sides would enter the field of play here in front of the Stretford end. Anana looks out. 38th minute, in it goes, headed away by Maguire, helped away by Amrabat, picked up by Foden, 12 yards outside the penalty area of Manchester United. Back to Walker, back to Foden. Foden drills a diagonal ball in, flick header this time, right across the face by Diaz. Goes away harmlessly for a goal kick down by the tunnel in the corner, away to the point of my left shoulder. Manchester United trailing by a goal to nil, and Manchester City leading, as they should do, because they are the better side in this game. Offside to onside by Højlund. So that's a free kick to Man City, and Manchester United cannot really retain any possession to glean any really solid football. Stones to Diaz. Diaz to Walker. Walker just inside his own half. Ball over the head of the left back Dalot, running in behind Alvarez. Gets there before Amrabat. Runs out to the touchline, curls inside, plays a ball across to the left for Grealish. Grealish up to the edge of the box now, taking on Dalot, cuts back to his right foot. Can he fire a shot in? Blocked this time by Sofian Amrabat. Another corner to Manchester City. Excuse me. Corner again to be taken by Alvarez. 6 of the first half for Manchester City. Down by the tunnel. Julian Alvarez. 40th minute of the game. Going to wrap his right foot around it. Into the box it goes. Headed away by Harry Maguire. First on to the loose ball. Right on the lip of the centre circle on the United side. Walker to Foden. Foden back to Walker. He's backed off now into the centre circle on the City side. Looks to his left. Clips the ball out towards Grealish, who's caught late there by Bruno Fernandes, who just literally jumped into him. You can plead all late, Bruno Fernandes. You did not need to be a forensic expert to realise that you just jumped straight into Grealish in mid-air as he headed the ball. Why the Portuguese international is even contesting that decision, I shudder to think. It's seen by millions as a rather crude and idiotic challenge. Good work by Gavardio. Takes the ball forward. Stones. Back to Rodri. 6 yards inside the United half. United defend the goal away to my left. Out to Walker. Walker to Foden. Foden level with the Manchester United 18-yard box. Back to Walker along the ground. Walker. Back along the ground 12 yards into the field of Rodri. Steps away from McTominay. Turns. Plays it in field. Give and go with Alvarez. United chasing shadows at the moment. Rodri down that right-hand side. Foden cuts inside of Lindelof. Lindelof stays goal side, which forces him back towards the halfway line to Rodri. Rodri round the corner to Stones. Stones to Foden. Foden to Walker. Just stops it. Foden runs onto it. Plays it to Gavardio inside the centre circle on the United side. Out to his left-hand side to Silva. Silva further out to the wide man here, Grealish. Grealish taken on Dalot. Tries to go inside him. Does so. Plays it now into Foden. Foden back to Grealish on the edge of the box. Amrabat manages to rustle the ball back with a strong challenge on Grealish, and then Foden literally brushes into him, and then Amrabat goes over like, I have to say, like the proverbial Sakatatis, as we call it over here, and then gets up, and it's all a little bit unnecessary, I think I would have to say. Amrabat didn't take much persuading to find or go and inspect the Manchester United turf. And Foden took exception to that, and it all got a little bit unnecessary. Foden's going to get himself a yellow card, I think. Maybe Amrabat as well. They both get a yellow card. Sofian Amrabat and Phil Foden. Quite bizarre that Grealish lost out in a strong challenge, and Amrabat found himself going down far too easy. Foden realised that it was too easy, then it was just a case of forehead to forehead. Grealish in with an arm to the chest. Oh, it's just petulance par excellence down here at Old Trafford, where City lead by a goal to nil. Amrabat with his second yellow card in the Premier League this season. United finding it very, very hard to get anything going here. If you're a United fan, I'm sorry to say that. And Manchester City dominating what I would say is possession. And Erik ten Hag, if he wasn't aware of the gap between, or the gulf between the two sides, is certainly aware of it at the moment. His team will have to work hard. It's another corner, the 7th for Manchester City. Goal away to my left, in front of the Stretford end. Onana looks out to his left-hand side, furthest corner. Paul Tierney has a long, strong word with Bruno Fernandes. Sofyan Amrabat goes over to have a word with Paul Tierney as well. But it's going to be a corner swung in from Onana's left-hand side at the goal away to my left. Alvarez is going to take this away from goal. We're into the 44th minute. In it comes. Oh, just grazes ahead of Rashford's head as Rodri came running in round the back and goes away on this near side down by the tunnel for a throw to Manchester City. Well, it's been quite an impressive performance, I think, from Manchester City so far. Gvardiol back to Rodri. Rodri plays it back, and a little coming together by Alvarez, and Fernandes allows Walker to run onto the loose ball. No foul given by Paul Tierney. Out to Foden. Foden level the 18-yard box, Manchester United. Underlapping run by Walker. Dead ball line pulls it back. Cleared by Johnny Evans. Corner number 8 to Manchester City. It'll be down at the goal away to my left-hand side. Yet again in front of the Stretford end. Amrabat this time shutting off as a man run behind him. Johnny Evans with the clearance. Well, Manchester United sitting in 8th place, but this looks like a bigger gulf than 8th to top. Ball goes into the box. Rashford with a header away. That is only second touch, I'd say, inside the game, and both been in his own 18-yard box. Good work by Grealish. Turns away from Amrabat. Drives towards Rashford. Cuts inside. 24 yards from goal. Plays it across to Alvarez. Alvarez scoops the ball forward, headed on by Haaland. Back it comes to Grealish. Flag doesn't go up. Rashford plays the ball out, but gives it away to Rodri. Gives it back to Rashford. Out to Bruno Fernandes. United on a rare foray forward. Crossfield ball to the right-hand side. Gvardiol will get there first before Rashford, always favouring to get there, and does a really good clearance. Picked up though by Dalot, 12 yards inside the City half. Eriksen, who's looked sadly off the pace here for me. Back to Evans. Evans to Lindelof. To Højlund. Højlund back to Johnny Evans. Evans to Maguire, who stands just by the side of the centre spot. Plays it out towards his technical areas, and the first time swung ball in, this time by Rashford. Bit of work here by, well, it was McTominay that got the shot away. It's palmed away and over the top. There's a flag gone up. Edison's looking for it, but it's a great ball in by Marcus Rashford, and McTominay got in between the two. Walker tried to put him off, and in the end it was a very good, strong right foot shot from the edge of the box, which Edison, on the edge of his 6-yard box, managed to palm away for a corner to Manchester United. Taken short by Manchester United. Eriksen lifts it into the box. Too deep, looking for Maguire around the back. Goes away for a goal kick. We've got a minimum of 4 minutes to be added on here. Story of the first half is a penalty that your commentator didn't see. Nobody on the field of play really saw. And the fourth official said, actually, we'll go back and have a look. And he was quite right to do so. As Rasmus Højlund had impeded the run with an arm round the body of Rodri. Tierney looked at the monitor and gave a penalty kick. At 26 minutes, Haaland sent it to Onana's left as Onana went to his right. And that's the goal that separates the two sides. It doesn't really do the justice to the fact that City have been a dominant force in this first half here at Old Trafford. United have struggled to get out of their areas. But they're trying to come forward again. Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes, short pass to Eriksen. Eriksen back to Fernandes. Fernandes twists and turns back to Eriksen. Eriksen drives towards the City penalty area. Can he play it to the left? Great challenge by Rodri, who's turning out to be quite a thorn in the side. One back by Manchester United. Edge of the City box now. Clipped in by Rashford. Big header. Well, actually, Ruben Diaz, it's shaped like a 50-pence piece there. He's trying to head it away and headed it back over the top of his own crossbar for the second Manchester United corner here, late on in the first half. 48 on the clock, a minimum of 49 you feel to be played. Goal away to my right, and now Ederson looks out to his right. Fernandes to deliver, kills it away from goal. Maguire with the header, but wide of the goal under pressure from many players. Headed it well wide of Ederson's left post. But, and this is the big but, the question is, I'm not disputing your commentator that it was indeed a penalty kick, but consistency will be required now and will be asked of that every single set piece that they are looking for these types of infringements, because it just, for me, a standard infringement that goes on many times inside set piece penalty areas. And United will feel to a degree that they need to have consistency. Good work by Foden. Foden plays it back to the left here. Grealish, faced by Fernandes, and Dalot clips the ball back to the fitter, Gvardiol. Gvardiol, midway point of the Manchester United half to Rodri. Rodri to Stones. Stones loses out to McTominay. Grealish turns it back around the corner. Bernardo Silva, dead ball line, clops it across there. Haaland, what a save by Andre Onana. An absolutely world-class save by Andre Onana. Haaland had the ball stood up to him. Onana's running back from his left, from his right to his left. Haaland buries the header, and Onana makes up enough yards to get two hands to palm it away. That is quite something. You see it in slow motion, it doesn't take your breath away. See it in normal speed, that is some save. Corner to Manchester City, late on, into the box it goes, headed away this time by McTominay. Paul Tierney says that's enough. So we've had a goal from the penalty spot for Erling Haaland, and we've had a world-class save at the end by Andre Onana. Do join me for the second half of a really interesting Manchester derby.
Have you used our team pages feature? Search for or select any team within the app to see form guides, fixtures, results, league tables, player stats, and much more. Make sure you hit the star to favourite your club or clubs to receive live scores, updates, news, and video based on the teams you love. Did you know LiveScore's news service covers a wide range of football and non-football content, from predictive articles, transfer talk, match reports, in-depth analysis, and much more? Just head over to the news section or the info tab. Want to receive match updates of the scores, stats, and content for the matches that matter? You can find and favourite any event using our search feature or via our fixture listings, and by hitting the star icon during the match, receive live notifications of scores and key moments. At full time, receive updates when match highlights are ready to view and match reports are ready to read. Commentary will start 5 minutes before kick-off. Whilst you wait, why not follow us on all social channels at LiveScore for the latest stats, news, and opinions. All the action soon. Fancy winning up to £100,000? With LiveScore's new free-to-play game LiveScore 6, you can. Simply predict 6 correct scores from the weekend's action for your chance to win, with consolation prizes also on offer if you come close. Look out for the LiveScore 6 logo at the top of the homepage and click through to play. Available for users 18 and over living in the UK. Please check the website or app for full T's and C's. Player pages have arrived. Browse detailed player stats and performance data from match, lineups, and stats pages. Have you used our team pages feature? Search for or select any team within the app to see form guides, fixtures, results, league tables, player stats, and much more. Make sure you hit the star to favourite your club or clubs to receive live scores, updates, news, and video based on the teams you love. Did Did you know LiveScore's news service covers a wide range of football and non-football content, from predictive articles, transfer talk, match reports, in-depth analysis, and much more? Just head over to the news section or the info tab. Want to receive match updates of the scores, stats, and content for the matches that matter? You can find and favourite any event using our search feature or via our fixture listings, and by hitting the star icon during the match, receive live notifications of scores and key moments. At full time, receive updates when match highlights are ready to view and match reports are ready to read. Commentary will start 5 minutes before kickoff. Whilst you wait, why not follow us on all social channels at LiveScore for the latest stats, news, and opinions. Thanks for tuning in to this LiveScore audio commentary. We'll join our commentator for all the action soon. Fancy winning up to £100,000? With LiveScore's new free-to-play game LiveScore 6, you can. Simply predict 6 correct scores from the weekend's action for your chance to win, with consolation prizes also on offer if you come close. Look out for the LiveScore 6 logo at the top of the homepage and click through to play. Available for users 18 and over living in the UK. Please check the website or app for full T's and C's. Player page
United are any further forward than they were possibly last year. And they've spent a shitload of cash. Anyway, Mount to Ericsson, back to Mount. Mount under pressure, pulled down surely by Kyle Walker. Is pulled down by Kyle Walker. Free kick to Manchester United, midway side to Manchester City half. Manchester City on the side that defend the goal in front of the Stretford end in the second half. Last time these two met on January 23rd, Grealish gave City the lead before Fernandes and Rashford scored 2 goals in 4 minutes to win 2-1. The only time in the previous 69 games that City, when scoring first, have not gone on to win the game. First quarter of the second half here, though, goes the way of Manchester United after a good work by Rashford. Rashford takes it short. To Fernandes. Fernandes shot from distance, saved by Ederson. He spilt it, but it stopped dead in front of him, so he could literally stretch out his arms as he fell away to his right-hand side and smother the ball. But Fernandes a good 28 yards out with a right foot shot that dipped in front of Ederson. He smothered it, didn't roll away, and then he got his arms back on top of the football. First palm-stinging session of the second half goes the way of the City keeper. Walker on the halfway line. Rodri just drifts into space beautifully, plays it out to Silva. Silva inside left, outside left is Grealish. Silva crosses the ball in, right deep, coming round the back. Foden gets there before Victor Lindelof. And Manchester United, again, a bit of a let-off again. Lindelof doesn't see the man running off his shoulder, and when the cross comes in, he lets Foden get in behind. It's not the easiest chance for Foden, who runs at it with the wrong foot. It's naturally there for his right foot, and he goes with his left, and it's up and over the crossbar. It's quite well, winning at half time in the Premier League since May 2021. 49 times City have been in front, and won 46. Doesn't bode well, does it? Dalot tries to run onto the end of a Fernandes pass. Gvardiol turns it back into the penalty area in front of the Stretford end to Ederson. Ederson smites small out to Foden. Foden back to Walker. Walker inside to Rodri. First time ball to the halfway line to Alvarez. Alvarez brings it down. Crossfield ball. Grealish with a bit of space. Fernandes scurrying back to get back in front of Grealish, who's up by the corner of the penalty area. Cuts in. Lays it out to Silva. Silva to the dead ball line. Deep ball in. Haaland must score this time. Does score it 2-0. 2 for Haaland. In the first half, Onana brought out an absolutely superb save, but this time, on 49 minutes, the same play. To the outside left, the underlapping run by Silva, down to the dead ball line, goal away to my right, crosses it back, Haaland with a header, and this time there's no world-class save from Onana. And Haaland gets his second of the match. And that, I think, I have to say, is pretty much game, set and match. Alvarez with the switch from right to left. Grealish held it up, Fernandes got there, Silva with the overlapping run, reverse ball down to the dead ball line, stood it to the back post, Haaland pulled off, he got space, and this time he buries a header past Onana. In the first half, Onana pulled off a miraculous save, but this time Haaland did not miss the target, and the blonde ponytail bounces off to that far corner for his second of the game. And Manchester United, I have to say, are not in the same league in terms of footballing quality, but they are in terms of the Premier League. Manchester United undone far, far too easily. They haven't created much here. And this is a problem. I felt last year that Casemiro was such a standout performer for them. It hasn't been quite so good this year. He's injured at the moment. But they are struggling very, very hard against a good City side. Let's not beat about the bush. This is a very good Manchester City side. Fernandes picks the ball up. He's got Rashford to the left. Plays into Rashford. Rashford cuts inside Walker. Drives towards the penalty area. Runs into Rodri. Loose ball breaks to Fernandes. Fernandes square to McTominay. McTominay 18 yards out from the 18-yard box. Plays it to Dalot. Dalot level the 18-yard box. Crosses it in, blocked by Grealish. Grealish gets the ball to Silva. Silva is upended on the edge of the box. And Manchester United looking like a side with an air of desperation at the moment. They're not really looking like they can get something out of today's game. And Erik ten Hag, he's played 47 games. This is his 48th, and 28 wins, 6 draws and 13 defeats. It's not awe-inspiring, I have to say. This is 49th game, as I say, coming up. And they are missing Casemiro, Ahmad, Malacia, Martinez, Sancho, Shaw and Wan-Bissaka. But it's it's a tough watch for Manchester United fans. Onana, midway inside his own half, drills it long, headed down by Højlund to Rashford. Rashford, quick feet, finds Lindelof. Lindelof 12 yards outside the City penalty area. Fernandes with a flick, he's lucky to get it back off the body of Silva. Turned by Højlund out towards McTominay. Grealish is back to turn it back towards Ederson, who thumps the ball long. Look at the benches for both sides today. Let's start with Manchester United. They have Bayende, the goalkeeping cover. Mount, who's on. Martial, Reguilon, Garnacho, Varane, Anthony, Mainu and Mejbri. Whereas Manchester City, ready for this, Ortega, Phillips, Ake, Kovacic, Doku, Gomez, Nunez, Bob and Rico Lewis. Wow, what a bench that is. Manchester United try and play keep ball on the halfway line. Evans goes back to Andre Onana. This will be some return to get something out of this game for United. Onana clips the ball out near side, headed on by Lindelof. Foden inside his own half, hooks it back to the halfway line. Evans and Eriksen get each other's way. Header from Haaland is aimed towards Alvarez, but it's out of play. You just sense all the time, and I really don't want to say this, but it's just an air of desperation about everything that Manchester United are trying to do at the moment. Kanji and De Bruyne are missing for Manchester City. Again, a Larry challenge. Rodri to Silva. Silva spreads it out. Gvardiol outpaces Fernandes down the side of the Manchester United penalty area. Plays it in. Too close this time to Onana, but it's a little scary if you're a United fan just how far off the pace they are compared to City. And again, City lead by 2 goals to 0, with 2 from Erling Haaland, 1 from the spot, 1 from the header. He could have had 3, but for a world-class side from Andre Onana, but the same move, exactly copied, move for move in the second half, ended up with a header in. Silva, Grealish, outside the Manchester United penalty area, goal away to my right, under threat. Gvardiol, square to Walker, midway inside the United half, plays it out to this near side to Foden. Foden faced by Lindelof, goes inside, reverse ball into Rodri, makes a run into the box of United, then out. Plays it to Alvarez, Alvarez back to Walker. The ball retention and the ball possession kept by Manchester City is quite awesome. And then they find space again. Gvardiol to Silva, Silva out to that left touchline to Grealish. Grealish cuts inside Dalot. Dalot extends a leg and gets the ball away. Tries to come away from United, but from here on in, he's got no real option. Grealish gets back to clear the path. Maguire tries to volley it clear. Alvarez up to the edge of the Manchester United box. Goal away to my right. Alvarez outside, tries to drill it in, blocked by the legs of Victor Lindelof. Well, this is a little bit concerning if you're of the red persuasion of Manchester inside their own barn. This has been quite a composite and composed performance. Walker throws it into Haaland. Haaland back to the thrower. Walker takes it away from the dead ball line away to my right, goes all the way back to Diaz, and Diaz on the halfway line strokes it back to Ederson. Ederson's a good 8 yards outside the penalty area in front of the Stretford end. Short pass to Rodri. Rodri to Diaz, and back to Ederson, and triangular football resumes for Manchester City. And Manchester United have been given a little bit of a lesson here. Alvarez to Foden. Foden takes on Lindelof. Manchester City have just been so good. Crossfield ball gets a ricochet, which falls to Grealish. Grealish on the edge of the box. Manchester United fights it in. Onana away to his left. Parries it away. Not a good shot. On target. Marcus Rashford with a touch now down by his own dead ball line. Under pressure from Foden. Foden thought it was out of play. I thought it was out of play, but Rashford managed to play it off Foden away for a throw to Manchester United. But it's very much the way of the game that Marcus Rashford's second or third couple of touches inside the second half have been right down by his own dead ball line. That is the dominance of Manchester City in this game. Headed by Mount, goes nowhere, turned on by Rodri. Evans gets it up to Højlund, Højlund to Eriksen, back to Højlund. Højlund shows a little too much. Walker, with his amazing pace, gets back to take it off his toes. Rodri turns it to Silva, Silva under pressure all the way back to Ederson. The stats show that in the second half, Manchester City have had 4 shots and 2 on target, and United 1 and 1 on target. But in realisation, Manchester City have been fairly comfortable in the way they've played. As Fernandes tries to take out Gvardiol, who's trying to take on 3 United players, but he still retains possession and gets it back to Silva. Silva 4 yards inside the United half. Just flicks the ball to Ruben Diaz. Diaz 12 yards, 6 yards inside his own half. Slightly to the right of the centre spot as he goes up. Plays it to the left to Rodri. Rodri to Stones. Stones with space to run into. Space that he can then pick a pass at Alvarez. Alvarez to Foden. Foden into Haaland. Back to goal. Back at Alvarez. Alvarez give and go with Stones. Back to Alvarez. Tries to play it left. Finds Grealish. Grealish drives it across the face of goal. And away. Erling Haaland says pull it back. Pull it back and want a hat-trick. But again, it just seems too easy for Manchester City to tiptoe round Manchester United. Manchester United just do not really look comfortable at all. Everything is too easy. Gvardiol tries to get away from Mount and plays it all the way back to Ederson. Even under pressure, they look comfortable, if that makes sense. I don't want to eulogise too much on this. The game can turn on a split second and 1 goal, but wow. This is a very good Manchester City performance as far as I'm concerned. And I think the question is, did I expect anything more from Manchester United? Sadly, I don't think I did. Haaland gets upended by Fernandes, who gives the ball away on the halfway line. I would never say these players aren't trying in the red shirts of Manchester United, but they're simply not in the class of the blue shirts of Manchester City. And Haaland, with 31 minutes of this game to go, with 2 goals, has a chance of a hat-trick. Bruno Fernandes could talk himself into a book in a minute if he doesn't back away from this free kick. He still has to be 10 yards away. He's delaying the game as far as I'm concerned. He knows exactly what it is. Fernandes has got to be very, very careful here. He's looking a little bit petulant at the moment as far as I'm concerned, Fernandes. Haaland onto the board, turns, faces United goal. Outside of him is Foden, gets it to Foden inside the Manchester United penalty area, cuts it back onto his left foot, drags it back. Rodri's there to assist. City with Foden. Tracked by Mount, goes back to Walker on the halfway line, square and infield to Diaz. Diaz out to Gvardiol. Gvardiol out to left wing to Grealish. Grealish back to Joseph Gvardiol. Have Manchester United made any progress in the last 12 months? It looks doubtful on this performance. Alvarez to Walker. That is just my own humble opinion. But I watch a lot of football, and is this side any better than the side that Jose Mourinho took to second in the Premier League? Joked on an advert in Great Britain that some achievements aren't always recognised. But Manchester United at the moment are really finding it hard to get lay a glove in boxing terms on Manchester City. They do have a throat right in front of the man called Pep Guardiola. And Erik ten Hag's face looks back. Grealish almost catches Maguire outside his own penalty area, but he turns it back to Onana, goal away to my right. Less of my thoughts, more on the commentary. McTominay out to Dalot. Dalot just shy of the halfway line. United attack the goal away to the Stretford end here. Right, so McTominay and now to Maguire. Maguire hooks it from right to left. Lindelof, the left back, brings it down. Plays it back inside to Evans. Evans rakes a ball out right hand side looking for Dalot, but as it floats towards Dalot, Gvardiol comes and picks it up and plays it to Silva. Silva shy of the halfway line for City, plays it into the centre circle. United side to Alvarez, out then further right underneath the camera vantage point here at Old Trafford in the Sir Bobby Charlton stand to Walker. Walker to Foden, back inside to Alvarez and then to Rodri. Yes, if you know your Manchester City names, racking up the passes here and keeping possession. And out comes Ederson as the ball is turned diagonally back infield to the midway point of the City half, which is to the left of the halfway line. Ederson up to the lip of the centre circle on the City side to Stones. Stones to Diaz. Diaz to Rodri. Rodri under pressure from Mount. Still manages to get a pass away through the legs of Rashford to Walker. Walker drives up to the point level with the 18-yard box. Plays it infield. Alvarez tries to curl it with his left foot to the top right-hand corner of Onana's net. Not very good. Wide and into the top left-hand corner of the stand, I would say. But again, easy for the side in sky blue to find another man. And United looking to ready some subs. They're not stripped off, but Martial is one of those that is warming up. And the other one is Anthony. As Onana plays the ball out to Johnny Evans. Evans up to Rashford, whose layoff is a little bit spurious and it's headed back by Rodri to Walker. Walker to Ederson away to my left-hand side. Out to Stones. Stones round the corner to Diaz. Diaz up to the halfway line to Grealish, who heads it out to Gvardiol. Gvardiol tries to give it inside, but this time does give the ball away under pressure. McTominay forward. Chance here for Højlund. Højlund back to Eriksen. Eriksen to McTominay. McTominay to Fernandes. Fernandes to Dalot. Back to Eriksen. If ever Manchester United could do with a goal, it's right now. Chance now for Eriksen to whip it in, right-footed into the box. It's a decent ball in, headed away by Stones inside the 6-yard box in the penalty area in front of the Stretford end away to my left. Picked up by Lindelof. Lindelof gets it back to Maguire. Maguire slides it back to Eriksen. Eriksen 12 yards. Again, the movement is not that of Manchester City. Eriksen in the channel for Dalot. Dalot's got him behind. Grealish cuts back inside him. Little reverse ball. Fernandes now. Dead ball line. Stands the ball up. Rashford's there, but it's going to be headed away by Kyle Walker. Rashford goes up. Walker wins the next header as well. Foden heads it away, and Alvaro breaks towards the halfway line. Trailing just on his left shoulder is Lindelof. Checks, rolls it back to Foden. Foden inside Mason Mount. Back to Alvarez. Alvarez back inside his own half. From the United half to Walker. Walker infield to Diaz. And Diaz in the Manchester City half, which is to the left of the halfway line as I face it. To Gvardiol. Gvardiol to Silva. Silva back to Diaz. 12 yards inside his own half. Central. Plays it near side to the right-sided man Walker. Walker down the line to Foden. 4 yards inside the Manchester United half. Lovely ball round the corner. Finds John Stones. John Stones, who's being turned into a defensive midfielder, picks a lovely pass out to Bernardo Silva. Edge of the United box. Left foot shot straight down the throat of Onana from 18 yards. But again, the space they find so easy. Play for a lovely tempo, Manchester City. People will be saying to me, are you a Manchester City fan? Well, I'm a fan of this type of football because it's quite something. But Guardiola won the handball, didn't get it. I thought he was right as well. Højlund out to Mount. Mount turns it on to Dalot. Dalot now whips the ball across the face of the City penalty area. Cleared by Stones to Gvardiol. Gvardiol on the edge of his own box, under pressure from Mason Mount. Mount showing tenacity as Gvardiol go back to Ederson, and Ederson lumps it up to the halfway line, where Maguire and Haaland have been close together. Maguire up to the halfway line. United trying to get a toehold in this game. Through to the feet of Fernandes, who turns the ball out to his left without really having a look, and it goes out of play. I don't think Erik ten Hag is a bad manager. I just don't think his squad have got the wherewithal at the moment, and I've thought that since the start of the season when I saw him at home against Wolves in the very first home game, when Wolves created a lot of decent chances. I thought Manchester United then weren't quite the side I anticipated. Loose ball this time by Stones, picked up by McTominay. McTominay tried to find Fernandes, but it's blocked by Stones. Eriksen gets across the man there, Alvarez. He's going out to the far side. Eriksen crosses the ball in, blocked by the legs of Gvardiol. It's a corner to Manchester United in front of the Stretford end. 67 on the clock at the moment. Manchester United now really do need to find a goal to get into this game. Then we might have a different scenario. Ederson looks at the goal away to my left in front of the Stretford end, out to his left-hand side. Eriksen kills the ball in. Front post headed away by two City players. Another corner. Rodri got the final header. Same side, same action. Eriksen to deliver. Curling it away from goal. Eriksen delivers. Stones with a header. Fernandes picks up the loose ball, sends it back to Dalot. Dalot's got Eriksen outside him, plays it to Eriksen. Eriksen back to Dalot. Dalot. And United have got themselves frustrated here. They've checked the passing and now have got themselves in a stilted position. In the end, the ball up to the edge of the box is volleyed cleared by Ruben Diaz. And City have cleared the danger. And that in a soupçon, sorry, just caught my microphone here in the box, is what is wrong with Manchester United's play. Whereas City will find that extra player in space, United suddenly lost all momentum in the attack, but it's currently with Maguire. 69 on the clock. United 0, City 2 here at Old Trafford. 2 Erling Haaland goals. One from the penalty spot, as Eriksen drills the ball into the Man City penalty area. Back, Rashford's in behind, brings it down his chest, fires it across the face of goal. First real glimpse of the uprights for Marcus Rashford, who drove into the penalty area away to my right, my left-hand side. Lovely pick out by Eriksen. Got a lovely ball, chested it down, took it to Ederson's left, and then played it across the face of Ederson's goal and wide. Glimpse of real class there from Marcus Rashford, who was under pressure from Kyle Walker. But for the first time, Manchester United really found some space. They found other chances in the first half, few and far between, but they've yet to find the back of the net. City, halfway line. Silva back into his own half, diagonal to the right-hand side of the defence. Diaz over the halfway line. Runs a good 12 yards, plays it into the feet of Alvarez, being tracked by Eriksen, back to the halfway line, underneath the shadow of the stand, the Bobby Charlton stand, to Walker, Walker to Rodri, Rodri to Stones. Stones just inside the centre half circle on the Manchester City half of the pitch, which is to the left of the halfway line as I face the pitch and describe the action to you. Out to the left side of the back three, Gvardiol, Gvardiol to Silva, Silva back to Rodri. Short pass to Stones and back to Silva. Silva's got time and space, 8 yards inside his own half. Little Cruyff turn. Little Cruyff turn again and comes back in field. This time he's shaken off McTominay for a touch and goes square, parallel with the halfway line. Down in front of the camera vantage point to Walker. Walker to Alvarez, back to Walker on the halfway line. Again, it's City retaining the ball. Keep ball stuff from Manchester City. Diaz to Rodri, Rodri to Stones. Stones lays it out first time to Gvardiol. Gvardiol puts the ball through to Grealish. Grealish 24 yards out. Slips it in. Haaland is his three. He gets it and clips it. Tried to go over the top of Onana. Good save by Andre Onana again. It looked like the hat-trick ball, and again it was just incisive move by Manchester City. Grealish found space, stepped inside of Maguire. Little ball in between Maguire and Evans. Haaland ran onto it, and as he tried to clip it over the on-rushing Onana, Onana just managed to save the goal with his shoulder. But City, 1, 2, 3, and they are through. And that is the difference between the two sides. Corner to Manchester City, taken short. Alvarez to Grealish. Grealish onto his left foot, faced by Ericsson, steps back to his right. Grealish clips it in, headed away this time by Johnny Evans. Ericsson tries to head it away, but City pick it up again. This is down the City left, the United right. Goal away to my right, under pressure. Carry on playing football, they say, Paul Tierney. Rodri to Haaland, edge of the box. Back to Silva. United containing rather than causing any aggravation for City, you fancy. When they do get their fleeting chances, they haven't taken them, and they have been fleeting. Stones to Silva. Silva, faced by Dalot. Just runs back away from the United penalty area and clips it back to Walker inside the centre circle on the Manchester United side of the pitch. United defend the goal away to my right. Foden now. Clips it over the top, looking for the runner, Silva. Silva tracked there by Lindelof. He's dispossessed Lindelof as well. Anana's missed it. Foden's in all sorts of trouble, and Manchester United are in two. It's a good job Foden couldn't control it. Evans to Lindelof. What a messy bit of defending by Manchester United. 73 on the clock. I'm not even a Manchester United fan, but I can tell you, at the moment, I'm having kittens for them. If it wasn't for Andre Onana, well, it would at least be 5. And Manchester United fans may well turn around and say, I can tell you that we've had some chances, but the belief from your commentator as to whether they would actually be able to take them, I don't know. Garnacho's on for Højlund, and Serge Reguilon has come on at left back for the centre half that's being left back. Victor Lindelof. Will it change anything? Well, if you're a United fan, you're hoping that it is turning into be a very, very long afternoon for Manchester United. See how that changes the lineup. I think Rashford will go through the centre now. Halfway line, ball's brought down. Rashford limps away, cleared back by Kyle Walker to Ederson. City just completely knocking it. At home this season for Manchester United, they've been trailing nearly 300 minutes. Shot wide, deflected wide this time from Grealish. It's going to be accorded to Manchester City. Shot was fired in, flicked off the heels of Ericsson and wide of Onana's right post from 22 yards. You are looking at Manchester United. And if I am a Manchester United fan, I'm saying let's get out of this with 2-0 and get off the field of play now. But it's corner, goal away to my right-hand side. Onana looks out to his right. Taken short by City, 75th minute, clipped in, deep ball. Rodri heads it back across the face of goal. Little flicked header by Dalot, played out by Manchester United. Good bit of work by Fernandes, gets it forward to Garnacho. Garnacho to Ericsson, but again, Ericsson plays a loose ball behind and City tidy up inside the Manchester United half with Ruben Diaz. Well, I don't know. I don't know. Has there been an improvement in Manchester United? That is the question I would be asking myself over the last 12 months, and the answer clearly on the football field and in terms of statistic is no. Reguilon, Garnacho, but he's chased back to the halfway line by Walker. Back it goes to Evans. Evans, short pass to his right to Maguire. Maguire still 6 yards inside the Manchester United half. Over the halfway line into the feet of McTominay. Back to Maguire. Maguire in field to Ericsson. Ericsson just shy of the lip of the centre circle on the United side. Plays the ball forward, but it's easy for Gvardiol to play it down and get it to Foden. Foden tries to go through the centre of the two centre halves of Manchester United. Maguire this time heads it away from Haaland. And Maguire comes forward with the football. Plays it out to the right back, Dalot. Dalot back to Onana. Lack of movement in front of everybody on the football. Reguilon forward. Garnacho tries to run it round Walker, but Walker's too cute, reads it and then plays it back to Diaz, and Diaz plays it all the way back to Ederson in the goal away to my left-hand side in front of the Stretford end. Ederson plays it down the left wing to Grealish. Grealish tries to play it back to Gvardiol, blocked by Mason Mount out there. Came on at substitute at half-time. I like Mason Mount. I think he's a very, very talented footballer, but I have to say from the very first moment he came into the Manchester United side, I didn't know exactly what his role was. And he's struggled to make an impact. He's a very talented footballer, but does he fit the Manchester United mould of player at the moment? It's what I'm asking. I'm not saying he's not a very good footballer and he'll possibly excel in a lot of sides. But this doesn't look like the fit that I would possibly have given Mason Mount. Rodri forward over the halfway line, finds Alvarez. Alvarez has got Stones and an option, finds him and goes back to Diaz. Rodri, Diaz, out to Walker. Walker faced by Garnacho, just checks back. Back it goes to Rodri. City finding space wherever they want to here. And it's almost reactionary pressing from Manchester United now. They press once the ball has gone in different areas and then they're found wanting. Gvardiol gets the ball, clips it to Silva. Silva tried to play it first, now blocked by Reguilon. Back to Alvarez, Alvarez to Foden, Foden back to Alvarez. Good block this time by McTominay. Edge of the Manchester United box away to my right. Silva to Foden. Back to Silva. Silva will look for support and will fight it from Walker. Walker back to Bernardo Silva. Shuttle runs from Manchester United players again. Back to Walker from Silva. Into the feet of Alvarez. Back to Rodri. Back to Walker. And then back to the halfway line to Diaz. Diaz short pass to his left. Finds Stones. Stones to Gvardiol. Back inside to Rodri. They are just manoeuvring the ball so well, Manchester City. They're a class above this other side from Manchester today, in my humble opinion. City stroking the ball around. Everybody's got an option. And if it isn't for mistakes from City, United would have struggled, you fancy, a little bit here. But again, Walker to Silva, Silva to Diaz. Diaz got Fernandes trailing his weight. Little ball to Gvardiol. Back to the centre half spot where it's occupied by Bernardo Silva. Silva allowed to wander and then turn and play it back to Ruben Diaz, 18 yards inside his own half. He just scoops the ball forward to Julian Alvarez, who manages to get the ball down and turn. Out to his right is Foden. Foden now drives towards the edge of the box, cuts in field, goes square to the Manchester United penalty area. Away to my right to Rodri. Rodri to Silva. Silva's got just outside of him Grealish on the edge of the box. Grealish faced by McTominay inside the penalty area. Cuts it back to his left boot, plays it back to Gvardiol, inside to Rodri. Rodri 30 yards from goal, goes to the left of Eriksen, fires a shot in low, saved this time by Onana, out to Haaland, Haaland across the face, turned in by Phil Foden, and it's just an excellently worked goal on 80 minutes by Phil Foden. Haaland provider this time, and Manchester City's 3-0 scoreline does not in any way, shape or form have any disparity with the way they've played. They have been far too good for Manchester United today. Rodri stepped away, fired a shot in, and Onana spilled it away to his right-hand side to Haaland, who came in and played it across the face of goal. And Foden have made the run, but it was too easy for Rodri to get the shot in. No blame on Onana. Lovely play by Haaland to put it back across the face of goal. But Rodri just literally dropped his shoulder, went outside the left of Eriksen, who looked very flat-footed. And the ball was played across as Onana parried it away to Haaland, wide of the goal. He played it across, and Phil Foden opened up his foot as it came in from his right-hand side, on the instep of his left boot into the bottom corner of the goal. And it's no more than this Manchester City side have deserved in a game where, yes, Manchester United have had chances, they haven't taken them, but quite frankly, in your commentator's opinion, they have been second best throughout this competition. And Manchester City got their third on 80, and we're into the 81st minute. As Grealish and Dalot battle away, McTominay back to Dalot. Dalot drives forward, now finds Fernandes, but who chases back the goal scorer? Foden to clear it back to Ederson. Ederson to Gvardiol. Little triangles around the edge of their box by Man City, and they've always got a man willing to face the ball. Always is being chased by a Manchester United player. Played out to Kyle Walker. Walker driving through the centre. Steps away into the centre circle. Manchester United side. Plays it out to the far side of the pitch. The left wing. Grealish is taken on. Dalot is into the box. Comes in on his left foot. Stands the ball up. Foden on the overhead kick. And it's just wide of Onana's right post. Party time from Manchester City. It really... This is as good as I've seen Manchester City for quite some time. It has been... This is a Manchester derby. The Poznan being done by the Manchester City fans in the corner away to my right-hand side. Who would have thought some 20 years ago, 25 years ago, that this was even possible? Who remembers Kevin Keegan with his side in the third tier of English football for Manchester City? They've given the ball away now. Eriksen's onto the ball. Right foot. Elects not to shoot. Plays it to Garnacho. Faced by Walker. Tries to take on Walker. Pulls it back across the face of goal. But there's a Man City player inside his own 6-yard box to clear it. Wonderful take out of the air by Foden. One touch and then on the volley played it past Reguilon as he came in. And he tried to break away. But superb skill by Phil Foden. Believe it or not, the first side I ever clapped eyes on had George Best, Dennis Law and Bobby Charlton on. The Man City side here is quite something as Rodri dispossesses Garnacho as he looks to play the ball forward. Grealish. And he just wanders away from Mount. McTominay's there to block it on the halfway line, plays it infield to Dalot. 12 shots, Man City second half to Manchester United's 2, 6 on target. Eriksen down the right wing, cross it in. Ederson just takes it quite easily inside his 6-yard box in front of the Stretford end. Fans headed for the exit. We're into the final 7 regulation minutes here. And Fernandes goes down holding his knee and his ankle, but I didn't see a great deal in that. As the rain cascades down from the skies above Old Trafford. And I can't really say enough about the way Manchester City have just imposed themselves on this game and won the game. Other than the desire for the City side today in this 191st Manchester derby has been so good. Fernandes to Rashford. Rashford, 4 blue shirts round him, tries to play it back, but Silva clips it off his toes and plays it back towards the Stretford end for the corner to Manchester United. Such has been the dominance today of Manchester City. Corner, gone away to my left. Ederson looks out to his right, down by the tunnel. Fernandes to take, 85th minute, low ball to the edge of the box. Eriksen on the volley, blocked by Walker. Silva goes in with Dalot. Ball squirts out on the far side of the pitch. Rashford is forced away from the City penalty area. Plays it infield, midway point to Dalot. Dalot back to Rashford. Rashford tries to drill it in. Hits the derriere of Grealish. Haaland wins a header away. Towed by Grealish. Tries to find Alvarez. Halfway line. Serge Reguilon comes forward. Up to the feet of McTominay. McTominay back to Reguilon. Reguilon's flick. Finds Maguire on the edge of the box. Maguire gets it back. It's all a little bit sort of messy. And in the end, they can't find a pass that would be telling. And it's hacked away by Manchester City. Dalot and Eriksen exchange headers. And now Mason Mount will try and keep the ball in, but he can't. And that's a symptomatic feeling of Manchester United's game today. Anthony Martial about to come onto the field of play. And it is Marcus Rashford that is going to go off to be replaced by Martial. Well, and Eriksen is the other one to go off to be replaced by Anthony on the far side of the pitch. It has been a dismal afternoon. Kovacic coming on. And it it's going to be Jeremy Doku as well. Well, I can tell you that coming off will be wearing the number 10 Jack Grealish for Jeremy Doku. He's had a good game, and it's going to be Kovacic for Alvarez. Well, let's have a little look. Well, we can. Just got 5 minutes here. To tell you that United, Newcastle away in the Carabao Cup. Fulham, Newcastle at home in the Carabao Cup on November the 1st. Fulham away, Copenhagen away, Luton at home, and Everton away. Galatasaray after that. That's the lineup for Manchester United throughout November. Manchester City, well, don't really need to look at it, do you? Because they just knock everybody out of the way at the moment as Foden gets the ball back to Silva, back to Foden. Foden 24 yards away, flips it down the line, covered by Johnny Evans. Evans flips the ball away. Kyle Walker heads it down to Foden. Foden into the midway point of the United half to Stones. Stones tries to get it back to Foden. Blocked this time by McTominay. And Fernandes plays it down this near wing. Garnacho into the Man City box. And of course, Kyle Walker's back there. Puts it away for a corner, but he's back there. And that's the question. Manchester City next play Bournemouth on the 4th of November. Young boys at home. They're both at home. Chelsea away. Liverpool at home. Big game that one. Leipzig away and Tottenham in the first week of December. Corner, goal away to my left. Fernandes to take, 88th minute. Curls it into the box. Front post headed away by Kovacic. Headed back in towards City penalty area by Reguilon. Headed away by Walker. Rodri gets to the ball offside to one side though for a Manchester United player when Walker headed the ball away. You do wonder if it could be really down to complacency from Manchester City at times. So keep them at it, because some of the chances that they've given to Manchester United today have come from their own sloppiness, one would say. And Bernardo Silva tries to get the ball down. Good work by Johnny Evans, gets it to Fernandes. Fernandes near side, finds Garnacho. Garnacho 6 yards inside the City half. Plays it diagonally back to my right and into the midway point of the United half to Harry Maguire. Maguire, Fernandes, Maguire. Plays it out near side to Evans. Evans finds Reguilon. Reguilon can't keep the ball on the island and puts it out of play. And we move into the 90th minute. We're waiting for the time to be added on. Could be an uncomfortable press conference for Erik ten Hag. I think if I was in now, I'd say they were just better than us, full stop. We've got to get better. Nothing else to say. Looking at the ball going back to Ederson in the goal away to my left-hand side. Rodri, Diaz, Walker. Walker scoops over the head of Garnacho. Diaz heads it forward, hits the head of Garnacho. The ball goes away for a throw to Manchester City. Thrown in by Walker back in front of the Stretford end to Ederson, who slips by his right post, playing the ball out to his left. Gvardiol brings it down inside to Stones. Waiting to see how many minutes are going to be added on here. Stones to Rodri by the centre spot to Bernardo Silva, who I think has been brilliant today, whatever position. It's mainly down the inside left. He's been superb and wins the ball and gives it after a little merry dance to Kovacic. Kovacic to Rodri. Rodri to Foden. 4 additional minutes, a minimum of to be played, and we're into it now as Foden tries to take on Reguilon. Holds it, spins away. Garnacho comes to help, but he loads it back to Walker. Walker to Silva. Silva to Foden. Foden back to Rodri. Always a blue shirt available. Stones back to Rodri. Manchester United being teased out of position through the hole. In between the lines, Stones to Silva. Silva back to Rodri. Crossfield ball. Doku won't get there. Headed away by Dallo. Dallo gets it into the chest of Anthony. Anthony's got 2 for company. He's going to work hard here to get it away. Kovacic is there. Wins it back. Gvardiol. Rodri. Let's just tell you, as we approach the end of the first minute of a minimum of 4 to be added on here, First goal was a little bit strange. There had been a free kick into the Manchester United penalty area. Nobody, and I mean nobody, saw the incident, and then it was called back by the fourth official for Paul Tierney, our match official, to look at. And indeed, Rasmus Højlund had held back Rodri, and a penalty was given, which Erling Haaland dispatched, putting it into Onana's left-hand corner, when Onana went to the right in front of the Stretford end in the first half. That was how it stayed until the second half, when, well, I've got to just mention, at the end of the first half, Bernardo Silva got to the dead ball line, and Antony had a wild swing at Doku, and that was a rather wild swing. He's got a yellow card for it. Bernardo Silva chipped the ball across the face of the United goal. Bernardo Silva did, and header by Haaland was destined to go in for 2-0 just before the break, and a world-class stop by Andre Onana kept it to 1. But into the second half, on 49 minutes, just 4 minutes after the restart, similar move, opposite end of the field. This time, Haaland didn't miss a header, Onana couldn't create a world in, it was 2-0. And that really was wrapped up moments later. Doku down to the dead ball line. Good work this time by Mason Mount. It's going to be a corner to Manchester City late on in the piece here. But Foden turned in a Haaland ball across the face of goal again, after Man City had been so far ahead. The frustration on the Manchester United players is coming out now, because there are lots of very, very heated conversations going on with Manchester United players and the referee. And they've just been out-muscled, they've been outplayed. Yellow card for Bruno Fernandes as well. Silva, edge of the United box, clips it in. Cleared by Mason Mount. Kovacic drills a shot in, ricochets up in the air, Maguire heads it away. Rodri's going to be pulled down by Evans, who's got the wrong side of the ball. It's a free kick now to Manchester City. We're into the 94th minute here. 2 for Haaland, 1 from the spot, and 1 from Foden. Has sealed an impressive victory here for Manchester City, as Manchester United have been well and truly put to the sword here on their own patch. Lots of players arguing, lots of players moaning. Doku at the centre of a bit of a go here. Antony being called over again. Antony had a wild swipe and got a yellow card. Fernandes has been yellow carded as well now. It's a rather disappointing performance from Erik ten Hag's side. And the free kick, which will come in time added on at the time, end of time added on. I still reckon there's got to be another minute on this here. Onana stands leaning against his post on his left-hand side. But this is a tabletop inside, playing away at a mid-table side when you look at it in the quality of the two sides. This free kick will be done, but Antony's got to be very careful here, as him and Doku now have a few more words. Just sit. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. What has Antony done there? I'm just getting to see a replay. I'm hoping all he's done is blown air into the ear, but it's not very good on replay. I think it is just literally blowing in the ear of Doku. But I've just seen the replay and it doesn't look very nice, whatever it was. Haaland stands over the ball. The wall is a yard outside the penalty area. Onana, goal away to my right. Haaland for his hat-trick, drills it goalwards and into the wall. Paul Tierney says that is enough. Pep Guardiola and Ten Hag shake hands. Thoroughly impressive performance by Manchester City. 2 for Haaland, 1 from the spot, and Foden has given the victory in the 191st Manchester derby to Manchester City. They were just simply better. Thank you very, very much for listening.
£1,000 with LiveScore's new free-to-play game LiveScore 6, you can. Simply predict 6 correct scores from the weekend's action for your chance to win, with consolation prizes also on offer if you come close. Look out for the LiveScore 6 logo at the top of the homepage and click through to play. Available for users 18 and over living in the UK. Please check the website or app for full T's and C's. Player pages have arrived. Browse detailed player stats and performance data from match, lineups and stats pages. Have you used our team pages feature? Search for or select any team within the app to see form guides, fixtures, results, league tables, player stats and much more. Make sure you hit the star to favourite your club or clubs to receive live scores, updates, news and video based on the teams you love. Did you know LiveScore's news service covers a wide range of football and non-football content, from predictive articles, transfer talk, match reports, in-depth analysis and much more? Just head over to the news section or the info tab. Want to receive match updates of the scores, stats and content for the matches that matter? You can find and favourite any event using our search feature or via our fixture listings, and by hitting the star icon during the match, receive live notifications of scores and key moments. At full time, receive updates when match highlights are ready to view and match reports are ready to read. Commentary will start 5 minutes before kickoff. Whilst you wait, why not follow us on all social channels at LiveScore for the latest stats, news and opinions. Thanks for tuning in to this LiveScore audio commentary. We'll join our commentator for all the action soon. Fancy winning up to £100,000? With LiveScore's new free-to-play game LiveScore 6, you can. Simply predict 6 correct scores from the weekend's action for your chance to win, with consolation prizes also on offer if you come close. Look out for the LiveScore 6 logo at the top of the homepage and click through to play. Available for users 18 and over living in the UK. Please check the